Worcester Street. I own a big semi-commercial building that's worth about £1 million. I own it with a joint venture partner and I put zero money into that deal. It's actually 2 buildings, so we bought one, did it up, got all the money back out, bought next door, did it up, and now it's all fully rented and it's worth £1 million. So the £1 million building that I was just telling you about is this one just here, and we bought half the building at a time. So we bought Belvoir and upstairs first. The vendor loaned us £100,000 and an investor loaned us £150,000. That allowed us to purchase the building. Our investor also loaned us the money to refurb upstairs. We did a light refurbishment and then let that property as a 5-bed HMO. We then refinanced the money back out using a mortgage and did exactly the same thing on next door. So before we had the shoe shop in there, that also used to be an estate agent. Upstairs was empty. The first floor was an office. We used permitted development rights to convert that into a flat, and then there was already 2 flats above that. So in total in the building we've got 3 flats, and we just did a refurb on them. They were pre-existing, so we didn't need planning permission. There's a building out the back that is also an office space, and we used to rent that to somebody who did eyelashes up there. At the moment it's empty, and myself and my joint venture partner use that as an office space instead. So this whole building is worth around £1 million. We purchased it for £500,000, but we spent around £150,000 on the refurbishment, and also we had to use investors' funds to purchase it, so we had an interest payment on all the money that we borrowed at around 10%. In total we left around £40,000 in, which was covered from our first year's rent, because the gross rent roll on that building is around £90,000. So you're probably wondering, how did I make this happen? Well, us property investors love to go networking, and I met someone for a coffee. That afternoon, I was viewing this building with the vendor. So I said to the person I was having a coffee with, I'm going on a viewing this afternoon, do you want to come? He said yes. Next thing you know, we're in negotiations to buy the building. We've raised the finance, we've borrowed some of the money from the vendor. A couple of years later, we own over £1 million worth of property within this company that owns this building. So our future plans for this building is just to hold it in the portfolio. The equity is going to grow over time because property always goes up over long periods of time. The rents are going to increase. We're just going to retain this and enjoy the income. Now, if you want to be able to do deals like this one behind me, here are the main 3 things that I believe anybody needs to get started and to keep growing in property. Tip number 1, you need to get educated. Now, you can start today by downloading the guide in the description. That's Kev's 3 main ways to do no money down deals. The other way you can get started is to start by reading books. My favourite property book is Multiple Streams of Property Income by Rob Moore and Mark Comer. Now, tip number 2 that I believe all successful property investors need to get started is you need to get out networking. You need to network to find those property deals, but you also need to network to raise the finance and to find joint venture partners. Now, you can network anywhere. As well as going to the property events like the PPNs, you could go to business events, you could go to the golf club, flying clubs, your local gym. Joint venture partners can be found absolutely anywhere. You just need to be telling everybody what you do and that you're a property investor. Now, you're thinking, I'm not a property investor yet. That's because we need to change your mindset, and that's my tip number 3. So you might be thinking, how do you get the mindset to do these deals? Well, let me tell you a secret. Back when I started, I did not have the belief to do property deals, and I didn't have the right mindset. What I did was I networked, and eventually I found a lady called Tony Gargan, who you will know from some of our previous videos. Now, Tony believed in me before I believed in me. So I stole her belief until I did enough deals to believe in myself. So I would recommend that you go and get yourself an accountability buddy or a mentor that can do the self-belief for you if you aren't quite there yet. So to summarise, this has been my no money down £1 million property deal, and my top 3 tips that you can achieve this to are: you need to go and get educated, you need to create the right network, and you need to change your mindset. I've been Emerald Fisk, and if you've enjoyed this video, then you might enjoy this video or this video.